We've spoken about some solid team staples, but today we're going to talk about the single best tech pick in the entire game, the speed demon and terrorizer of the water's edge, Pterodactyl. Going over his very lopsided matchup spread, his impact on the game, and to finish off with his place on the Extinction event tier list. First, looking at the Pterodactyl's stats, you can see just what kind of heat this lad is packing. Running around with a 5 flying speed, making it tied with Velociraptor pack for the highest speed in the game. Though, due to it being a flying speed, it is certainly the best at getting around the board and picking its fights. But, much like Sabretooth, Pterodactyl is repping some of the lowest bulk in the game, being at 11 health with 0 defense, leaving this character hoping that there isn't too strong of winds on the battlefield, or it might just fall over. With its 2 intelligence working in tandem with its 5 attack, to make its ability juice its attack to win condition threatening numbers. Its ability Pessivorous, at the cost of 1 intelligence, gives 2 potential buffs to its attack. One buff being gained if the target is on a semi or full water tile, and the other buff being gained if the creature has a water movement speed, both giving 4 attack buff, which do stack, giving the Pterodactyl a potential damage of 13 in a single attack, if it hits a creature with a water speed in the water. Due to this, Pterodactyl has likely the most oppressive and extreme matchup chart in the entire game, as Pterodactyl has a near unlosable matchup versus many of the water characters in the game. Pterodactyl fits in that sweet spot between Sabretooth and Velociraptor pack, where it does loads of damage and is super fast, but to balance it out is far less generic and prime targets compared to either of the others. Being the largest threat to any and all water teams, Pterodactyl is the face of the tech pick character archetype. Pterodactyl's matchup chart lets it keep water teams at bay, which otherwise have a winning matchup against most other popular team styles, which, while this would usually result in the Pterodactyl being no more than a ban sink, instead, banning Pterodactyl often hurts water teams more, since it telegraphs what team style you're going for, and then can be built around very early on, or having your character stolen in the early draft, making the Pterodactyl a bullet you have to bite when playing a water team. But this video would be very disingenuous if I didn't talk about the Pterodactyl struggles. Being as specialized as it is, Pterodactyl struggles when putting up usage or win rate numbers compared to similar characters, such as Sabretooth, but beyond numbers, Pterodactyl also struggles fundamentally versus even its prime targets, the water teams. Since characters like Toothish Longa, despite being the backbone of the water teams and should be subject to being the perfect and highest priority target for Pterodactyl, is actually quite an even matchup, as both of the Toothish and Pterodactyl directly threaten each other with their skill sets. And not to mention the scenario of picking Pterodactyl early on, only for it to be a predominantly land-based team, leaving your Pterodactyl to be a suboptimal pick all game. When it comes down to it, weighing all of its strengths, weaknesses, and most importantly matchups, I place the Pterodactyl firmly in the C tier. It's not really amazing in the grand scheme of the game, and being a counter pick at its core makes it hard to rank any higher in the tier list, which is not even bringing into account how difficult its preferred matchup can still be. Though, being able to play with it proficiently is a valuable skill with how dominant water teams are in the matchup chart, and just how many top strategies are drowned out by those types of teams. But, in general usage, it's not a character worth maining or building a team around. This video is a little bit shorter compared to the others and took me way longer to release. Between the Pterodactyl not having all too much to talk about and bigger videos I'm working on, this one was just bound to be shorter. But I'm working on something a lot more important. The video that should have probably started this channel, a grand overlook of the entire game and all of its moving parts and inner mechanics. But that one has taken me a hot minute, so I apologize for the wait. If it sounds like I missed anything, let me know in the comments, and most importantly, don't forget to like and subscribe just so you can see all my future posts. And with that, I'll see you next time.